Hello, 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 everyone. This is your Moment with Imogene, and we are continuing our lessons on leading through adversity. And we're going to be on lesson number 3. And lesson number 3 is talking about your character in crisis. What does that mean? Your character in crisis. This is going to be such an amazing lesson. I say, sit down, get your piece of paper. Let's do this, because this is so important. How you're responding in the midst of crisis. And so, we talk about the ways that crisis reveal the character of a leader, right? So how does this time of crisis, how is it revealing your character? A lot of times it shows what a leader is, what a leader is about on the inside. It's about putting a leader's ability to adapt to shifting circumstances. It puts all that on display. You're not made in a crisis. You are actually revealed in a crisis. I'm going to say that again because it's something so true. You really need to kind of take a hand of this. You are not made in a crisis. You are revealed in the crisis. Good, bad, or indifferent, it is revealed. And you know what? Before I even go any further, I want you to take this lesson in as knowing that we all have times when we realize that things that are revealed in us is not really what we want. But that's the beauty of going through crisis and it being revealed, because you get the opportunity to actually take a look at what has been revealed in your life and do something with it. As we talked in previous lessons, it's about learning through your failure or learning the lessons in life. And so, often people, they think of a crisis forge character, but we know that's not true. Our choices shape our character, and a crisis simply reveals the results of those choices, right? So your crisis just simply reveals the results of the choices that have been made. So, like this one, a leader. Remember, a leader is you and I. It's if we have any type of influence, if we're around people, we are influencing someone. Therefore, we are leading someone, right? Good, bad, again, or indifferent. Leaders lapse into leaders who lapse into complaining modes, or who begins blaming others when things get tough, or leaders whose bad choices are being brought to light. The good news, when all these things begin to be revealed, the good news is that adversity that unmasks a leader today can build character in that leader tomorrow. If the leader is willing to learn from that mistake, that is just a key. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to do it the wrong way, where no one is perfect. And unfortunately, sometimes going through Facebook pages and things like that, it makes you think, oh, everything is so perfect. I want to be them. I want to look like them. I want to look like this, or I want to do this. But we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, right? So people make mistakes all the time. And so, but the beauty of it and the opportunity is we get a chance to learn from our mistakes. So let's go on to like our teaching point. Leaders can learn to shift for the better. Even in the midst of crisis, let me tell you, during this time right now, leaders can shift for the better. It's like, okay, just think about it like this. It's like, let's say you're watching this football game, right? And they're down, they're doing horrible. They're doing horrible during the first half of the game. They're doing horrible. The coach will take them in there and he adjusts the plays. He gives them that pep talk, and then he brings them back out because he's learned from the first half what it is that I'm doing that I need to be shifting. but he's never going to know until he has something to measure it against. And I love this quote. You never know how strong you are until you have something to measure it against. And that's all this is. You're never going to know your true character until you have something to measure it against, right? So great leaders can adapt to uncertainty of the moment and find a proactive solution that creates forward momentum. So those great leaders, they have this down packed. You know, it's uncertain, they find a proactive solution, they go right forward, right? And they keep the momentum going. But then, you know, even in that moment when you have these things happen, you know, to you, and you have to adjust anything in life, there could be some a death in the family that rocks your family, you know, that you figure out, okay, what do I do next? How do I move through this uncertain time? Because we don't know what to do. This is all new. But you have to have these proactive solution. That's kind of thinking forward in your life. But you know, there's just a multitude of uncertainty that we go through. You know, there are this time right now, most of us did never count on having to telecommute. We always kind of dream, oh, I wouldn't mind telecommuting. And then when it's hit with us, it's kind of like, oh, okay, this is uncertain. Now, what do we need to do? And, you know, for me, I remember my first thought, okay, how do I develop the processes to make sure when we telecommute, we're still connecting with each other? And so that was forward momentum. How are we moving forward in during these times of crisis? What is coming out of us? You know, are you getting upset? Are you getting angry? Or are you are you just allowing yourself just to kind of say, I'm not dealing with this. This is not my problem. Somebody else needs to fix it. You know, what is it really going to solve? What is it really going to solve unless you get in there and get your hands dirty and say, how do I come up with a solution? Get in there and figure, how can I move everybody forward with me? Get in there and say, how can I play my part? Because in this crisis, and not thinking small, just thinking about yourself, but thinking as the big picture. How do we move us along? When you just move yourself along, you're not leading anybody. You're just taking a walk. But when you have the mindset, how do I move us along? That is forward thinking. That is the character of a great leader. So as we say, adaptable leaders can turn adversity into advantage. Adaptable leaders can turn adversity into advantage. And we have to be willing to adapt. In this life, you have to be willing to adapt to your circumstances. Not say, how can I say it? Not just say put up with something that is going to leave you in a lower vibration or a lower state of mind. But how do you adapt to it to say, okay, I'm in this new situation now. This is my new norm. Now, how do I be in this space, but yet trying to move forward? How do you do that? So that's all the things you have to think about as you are going through times of crisis. And so this is another example, you know, I'm thinking about what I'm doing now in this time of being shelter in place. It's like, okay, I want to go to the gym. I can do this. You know, we can go work out with other people. So what do? I said, okay, there's a ton of YouTube exercise routines I can do. So you just adjust. You just adjust to it and you keep it moving. And to be very honest with you, I have not worked out this consistent forever. So I've taken advantage of this. So when this shelter in place is lifted, I will be in a forward momentum place. I'll be in a better place. So this was your moment with Imogene. And right now, to tie this up, there's a couple questions that I'm going to ask. I would love for you to put your answers in the comment below. So it says, do you agree that crisis reveals a leader's character rather than make it? I'll read it again. Do you agree that crisis reveals a leader's character rather than make it? I say yes. I say that because what's in you is going to come out of you. That is an old saying back to grandmama, right? And from her grandmama. What's in you going to come out of you. It's like this. We are like, just say if you had a big old, like let's say a 2-liter bottle of soda, right? And you take the top off and you squeeze it, the pressure, you squeeze it, what's in it's going to come out. That's the same with us. If we have bitterness, anger, fear, low self-esteem, what are those things? Those are going to come out of us. Those are going to come forth out so we all can see. But the beauty again of it is, don't kick yourself when they come out. Look at it. Say, okay, I see. I need to work on this part of my life. Don't shut your eyes to it. Look at it. Sit with it. Pray about it. Find scripture about it. Move. Fix it. Get into a better space. So yes, I do believe it is revealed. And what is another question I can ask? I'm enjoying this. Why do you think crisis is such an effective test of leaders' internal makeup? And I think for me, I think, again, it just goes to show what's in you comes out of you. It is still, I think it stays in that space. Because right now, if I did not have a sincere love for the work that I do, for the people that I'm around, I wouldn't worry about if things were running smooth, or we have to make sure, all our stakeholders in the line of processing things or making sure people getting what they need. I wouldn't worry if those things were done or not. But see, that's not my heart. That's not who I am. So when the bottle squeezed, that come out. Okay, let's fix this. Okay, I need to develop a process and a procedure. I am the process and procedure queen. queen. So, but anyway, but those things do come out of you. So right now, just know your character in the crisis, it will be revealed. It's going to be revealed as you begin to lead. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed lesson number 3, character in the crisis. And remember, we are going to learn from whatever is squeezed out of us during this crisis and the pressure of life. We just step back, take a moment to reflect, do some journaling, and deal with it. So that when it's squeezed, it's going to move us forward the very next time. Well, again, this is A Moment with Imogene, and I will see you next time. Bye.